One simple fruit, one powerful solution. Have you ever stopped to consider that the answer to protecting your heart might be sitting right in your fruit bowl? If you care about your heart's health, this video is for you. Today, we're going to reveal how one common fruit, one you probably already have at home, can help unclog arteries, lower bad cholesterol, and strengthen your cardiovascular system naturally with no side effects. But before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Healthy Habitat, and share it with someone you love. Your support helps us bring life-saving information to more people. Now take a deep breath and get ready to discover the surprising power of a fruit you've probably been underestimating for years: the invisible enemy, artery blockage. Most people don't think about their arteries, not until something goes wrong. We focus on our weight, our energy levels, even our skin, but inside our bodies, quietly and without warning, something dangerous could be happening: the gradual buildup of plaque inside our arteries. It starts subtly. A little too much saturated fat here, a few sugary snacks there, a lack of movement, too many hours sitting, high stress, poor sleep, and slowly, your arteries begin to change. These once smooth, flexible highways that carry oxygen-rich blood to every part of your body begin to harden and narrow. The space inside, called the lumen, becomes more restricted. And the worst part? You don't feel it. There's no pain as the plaque forms, no obvious warning as the blood flow is squeezed tighter, no sirens in your body screaming, "Stop!" It's quiet. Deceptively quiet. This process, known as atherosclerosis, is a leading cause of heart disease and stroke around the world. And it doesn't wait for old age to begin. It can start as early as your 20s or 30s, especially if you're exposed to risk factors like smoking, poor diet, lack of exercise, and chronic inflammation. The plaque itself is made up of fats, cholesterol, calcium, and other substances found in the blood. Over time, it becomes sticky and tough, clinging to the artery walls. Eventually, the buildup becomes so significant that it either blocks the blood flow entirely or ruptures, forming a deadly clot. That's when tragedy strikes. A person collapses in their kitchen. A friend never wakes up. A loved one grabs their chest and gasps for air, and the doctors say it was a massive heart attack. But in truth, it started years ago. What most people call a sudden cardiac event is almost never sudden at all. It's the final chapter of a story that's been quietly unfolding inside the arteries, day by day, meal by meal, moment by moment. But here's what you need to understand. Just because it's silent doesn't mean it's irreversible. The human body is miraculous in its ability to heal, especially when you give it the right tools. This is where awareness becomes power. When you begin to understand how artery blockage develops, you can also begin to take steps to prevent, slow, and in some cases, even reverse it. And the first step isn't a pill, it's not a surgery, it's knowledge, followed by small, consistent changes in how you nourish your body, because every bite you take is either feeding the problem or fighting it. And that's exactly what this video is here to help you do. Fight back. With information, with real food, with simple habits that protect your most vital organ, your heart. Now that you know the invisible enemy, let's meet the surprising ally waiting on your kitchen counter. Chapter 2. The surprising power of the apple, expanded 5 times. It's round, it's red or green. It sits quietly in your fruit basket, waiting to be noticed. But what if we told you that this simple fruit, the apple, is one of the most powerful natural defenders of your heart? Yes, not some exotic superfood with a name you can't pronounce, not a powder imported from the other side of the world, but the humble, everyday apple, something you've likely walked past hundreds of times without giving it a second thought. Inside each crisp bite, nature has hidden an incredible formula for cardiovascular protection. Let's start with pectin, a soluble fiber found in high amounts in apples. Pectin works like a magnet for cholesterol. When you eat an apple, this fiber binds to cholesterol in your digestive system and helps eliminate it before it enters your bloodstream. This means less LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, circulating in your body and less plaque sticking to your arteries. But that's just the beginning. Apples are also rich in a powerful plant compound called quercetin. Quercetin is a flavonoid, a natural antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel function, and protect against oxidative damage, one of the root causes of heart disease. Think of quercetin as a calming agent for your blood vessels. While cholesterol and stress try to ignite inflammation inside your arteries, quercetin works to soothe and cool those flames. But apples don't stop there. They also contain polyphenols, another group of antioxidants that have been linked to lower blood pressure and improved endothelial function. That's the inner lining of your blood vessels. Together, these compounds create a powerful natural defense system that protects your heart from multiple angles. And if you're wondering whether this is all just theory, it's not. Multiple studies from prestigious universities and heart research institutes confirm what ancient cultures already suspected. Apples heal. One study published in the Journal of Functional Foods found that adults who consumed one apple a day for just 4 weeks experienced a significant drop in LDL cholesterol levels by up to 40%. Another study linked daily apple consumption to reduced risk of stroke and a lower chance of developing hypertension. Let's break that down for a moment. We're talking about a simple, inexpensive fruit you can buy anywhere, having the power to reduce some of the biggest risk factors for heart disease. Naturally, with no side effects, no prescriptions, and no complicated routines. Now compare that with most people's habits. Instead of reaching for a heart-healing apple, many people grab a processed snack. Something full of sugar, refined oils, and preservatives. Foods that do the exact opposite. Foods that increase inflammation, spike cholesterol, and raise blood pressure. And then we wonder why cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide. But what if the answer isn't in more medication? What if it's in going back to the basics, back to nature, back to the foods our ancestors thrived on? Apples don't just taste good. They nourish, protect, and restore. They represent something bigger than just a fruit. They're a symbol of healing, a reminder that the best medicine often doesn't come in a bottle but grows on a tree. So the next time you see an apple, don't just walk past it. See it for what it truly is, a gift from nature, a defender of your heart, a small, delicious choice that could change the course of your health for years to come. The apple versus everyday villains. In a world filled with ultra-processed foods, bright packaging, and artificial flavors, it's easy to get distracted, even fooled by what we think is healthy. Low-fat snacks, energy bars, flavored yogurts, even so-called heart-healthy cereals. They promise energy, weight loss, or nutritional benefits, but often deliver the opposite: sugar spikes, inflammation, and arterial stress. These are the everyday villains, and most people consume them without thinking twice. But here's the truth. These foods, especially when consumed frequently, are working against your heart, not for it. Let's take a closer look. That granola bar with chocolate chips and honey? It may seem wholesome, but it's often loaded with hidden sugars and low-quality oils that drive up triglycerides and insulin resistance. That light yogurt in your fridge? It's likely full of artificial sweeteners and stabilizers that confuse your metabolism and disrupt gut health, which we now know is deeply connected to heart health. Even that fruit juice that claims to be 100% natural can contain more sugar than a soda, flooding your bloodstream with glucose and putting immense pressure on your arteries and pancreas. The irony? We consume these things because they're marketed as quick, convenient, and sometimes even good for us, but they're contributing to the epidemic of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and chronic inflammation across the globe. Now, enter the apple. No label, no marketing gimmicks, No hidden ingredients, just a whole fruit, as nature intended, filled with fiber, vitamins, and compounds that actually work for your body, not against it. Let's talk fiber again, because most modern diets are severely lacking it. Processed snacks are stripped of natural fiber, but the apple? It's loaded with both soluble and insoluble fiber, a powerful combination that helps regulate blood sugar, improve digestion, lower cholesterol, and keep you full longer, reducing the urge to snack on harmful foods. And let's not forget the glycemic impact. Unlike refined carbohydrates that spike your blood sugar and leave you feeling tired and hungry shortly after, apples digest slowly. They give your body steady energy and help stabilize your blood sugar levels, a crucial factor for preventing both heart disease and type 2 diabetes. There's also something psychological about it. When you choose an apple over a processed snack, you're not just feeding your body, you're sending a message to yourself. I choose nourishment, I choose life, and this mindset builds momentum. One healthy decision leads to another. Before you know it, you're adding more real foods to your plate, drinking more water, moving more, sleeping better, and your heart begins to respond. Your blood pressure improves, your cholesterol lowers, your energy returns, your life changes. That's what the apple represents in this chapter. A turning point. It's not just a fruit, it's a weapon in your hands, a natural shield against the toxic choices that surround us daily. So when you open your pantry and see a shiny package promising 0 fat or added protein, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this food truly serving my heart, or just pretending to? Because while the villains hide behind clever branding, the heroes are simple. They don't shout, they don't glow, they grow, quietly, faithfully, offering you protection in every bite. And the apple? It might just be the most powerful of them all. How to eat the apple the right way. By now, you already know the apple is a nutritional powerhouse, a silent guardian for your heart. But here's a question most people never ask. Are you eating it the right way? Because how you eat the apple can multiply or weaken its heart-healing benefits. And the secret lies in something most people throw away: the peel. Yes, the colorful, slightly waxy skin that gets tossed aside in homes and lunchboxes across the world holds some of the apple's most powerful compounds. Let's start there. The apple peel is where most of the quercetin, polyphenols, and fiber are concentrated. In fact, studies show that the antioxidant content in the peel is up to 6 times higher than in the flesh alone. So when you peel an apple, you're not just removing the outer layer, you're throwing away your body's defense system. You're discarding the anti-inflammatory agents, you're losing the very compounds that fight oxidative stress, support healthy blood vessels, and help lower your LDL cholesterol. Imagine taking a powerful medicine and throwing away the most active part. That's what peeling an apple does. So what's the right way? First, choose organic apples whenever possible. Why? Because conventionally grown apples are often coated in pesticides and wax to prolong shelf life. Organic apples reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals, allowing you to safely enjoy the peel, where the magic lives. Second, wash them thoroughly. Even organic apples should be rinsed under running water. You can also use a mixture of baking soda and water or a produce brush to scrub the surface. This simple step removes residues and gives you confidence that every bite is clean and nourishing. Third, integrate apples into your daily rhythm. Don't just eat them when you remember, make it a routine. Here are some heart-smart ideas. Morning fuel. Slice apples into your oatmeal or overnight oats. The natural sweetness complements cinnamon, chia seeds, and almonds, creating a heart-friendly, fiber-rich breakfast. Midday snack. Pair apple slices with a spoonful of natural peanut butter or a handful of walnuts. You get the fiber from the apple and healthy fats that lower inflammation, and a perfect combo for your heart. In your salads, thin apple slices add crunch and brightness to green salads. Combine with leafy greens, olive oil, a splash of lemon, and maybe some avocado for a dish your arteries will thank you for. As a dessert, bake apples with cinnamon. No added sugar needed. The heat brings out their natural sweetness while the fiber and antioxidants remain intact. Now here's a golden rule. Keep apples visible. Place them on your kitchen counter, in a bowl near your keys, in your work bag. Why? Because visibility leads to consistency, and consistency is what creates transformation. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. You just need to commit to one simple, heart-healing habit and stick to it every day. And the apple is perfect for this. It doesn't spoil easily. It doesn't need to be cooked or prepared. It's portable, affordable, and available almost anywhere in the world. It's one of the easiest, most accessible ways to show your heart some love. So the next time you bite into an apple with the peel on, don't think of it as just a snack. Think of it as an act of prevention, a small ritual of protection, a natural form of self-care delivered straight from the earth, one bite at a time. A small habit, a big transformation. Some habits feel too small to matter. What difference could one apple a day really make? It's not a medication, it's not a major life change, it's just a piece of fruit, right? But here's what most people underestimate. True transformation rarely begins with something dramatic. It starts with a simple decision, repeated consistently, that compounds over time, and the apple, eaten daily, consciously, with intention, becomes more than a habit. It becomes a turning point in your relationship with your health. Let's paint a picture. Imagine waking up in the morning and choosing an apple instead of a sweet pastry. Imagine packing one in your bag instead of a sugary granola bar. Imagine finishing your lunch and grabbing an apple for dessert instead of a processed treat. Over days, weeks, months, your blood sugar begins to stabilize. Your cholesterol begins to fall. Your digestion improves, your energy increases, your skin glows. Your heart, the organ that never gets to rest, begins to pump with more ease, less pressure, more freedom. All because of one small, daily choice. This is the power of real food, of plant-based medicine, of the quiet strength in nature's design. And it's not just physical, it's emotional too. When you choose to nourish yourself instead of numb yourself with empty calories, when you reach for a fruit instead of a synthetic processed snack, you start to send a message to your brain, I'm worth taking care of. That message changes everything. It shifts how you see yourself, how you eat, how you move, how you sleep, how you love. Because when your heart is well, you feel it. Not just in your numbers or test results, but in the way you walk through life, with energy, with purpose, with presence, and all of this begins with one apple. So no, it's not just a fruit. It's a seed, not just of nourishment, but of transformation. And perhaps the most beautiful part is this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to start somewhere. Start small. Start today. Let that apple on your table or in your grocery cart be a reminder. Healing doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes it just starts with a bite. Your heart, your choice, your move. If this message touched you, even just a little, don't let it stop here. Give this video a thumbs up if it made you think differently about your heart. Subscribe to Healthy Habitat and turn on notifications so you never miss a life-changing tip. Share this with someone you love, a parent, a friend, a partner, because one small habit could add years to their life too. We live in a world full of noise, full of fake fixes and empty promises. But here we believe in simple truths. We believe that nature holds real answers, and we believe that your heart deserves care, protection, and strength every single day. So start today, start small, start with an apple, and remember, healing begins with a choice, and today you made one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your health. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay well, stay strong, and let your heart lead the way.